Hello, I'm Stephen Monkey Mason, and I am back with my first solo podcast in a while. This is for the Double O Kid. I'm about to press play now. Beep, beep. Okay, so before this starts, horrible font. I watched this the other night, and I've done a review random for it. That's probably out long before this podcast comes out. I'm mastering my Blade podcast with Carl from the other night. Came out with a whopping 26 gigabytes. Bang, open them doors. So, pretty late getting in, so I haven't bothered harassing Carl, Paul, Sluggy, Britt or Jack. I just thought I'll get this one done. Massive Corey Haim fan, but this is the fucking first stumble, I would say, after his career. Might be a lot of drugs involved in this. I just wanted, before this film really starts as well, I get grief all day. The first comment I got today on a podcast was, fuck you. I was like, well, that's polite. Can't spell you right. Fuck is Y-O-U. But no, again, guys, you can watch this film on YouTube. It's a shame that you can't watch some of the rarer Corey Haim ones. But no, you can watch this on YouTube. If you want to listen to me do a comedy, that's fine. But no, grief on podcasts. I like doing them. I don't care if you like them. Well, I do care if you like them. I don't care if you don't like them. Just fucking better than fuck all, innit? As I say, I've got Blade recording in the background. But let's get rock and roll. Right, so this Corey Haim came up off Lost Boys. Lost Boys, big hit, but also drug entailed. He took a bit of a relapse. Did Watchers in Canada. Teamed back up with Corey Feldman for... Sorry, he did License to Drive. Went off the rails. Went to Canada. Did Watchers. Came back. Did Dream Little Dream. Tagged on to Corey Haim in one of the most twisted films of his career. And then sort of struck a deal with First Independent. Did Dream Machine. Fast Getaway, and then Prayer of the Roller Boys. And I think Prayer of the Roller Boys is one of Haim's best films. And then this is the one he did after, and it's like, shit, man. I mean, cast wise, it's big cast. Corey Haim, Bridget Nielsen, who Corey Haim would work later on in Snowboard Academy, but obviously she was in Rocky 4, being a Beverly Hills Cop. Cash Pot. I think Cash Pot was just really breaking out. He would become more famous for being the voice of Rexy from Toy Story. John Ray Davis had obviously been in Indiana Jones, had also been in Kilimanjaro films and stuff like that. Very, very distinguished character, very loud in personality. Nicole Eggert is in this. I think this is before her coming to Baywatch Babe. Seth Green is in this. I just think the film's horribly executed. The score, I mean... James Bond was done and dusted at this point. It was in the transition between Timothy Dalton and Pierce Brosnan. We'll get GoldenEye. Just 2 short years after this. So there was a gap in the market for a James Bond espionage. Agent Cody Banks, you know, stuff like that. It is a popular genre to do. Spy Kid. You know what I mean? Spy Kids. Look at Spy Kids. How many sequels and spin-offs they had of that, you know? Just screams. I don't like the score. It's like James Bond had sex with the X-Family. I mean, that was a really bad edit. I mean, then Jesus, fucking Desert Eagle, fucking boom. I mean, the opening's not too bad, but then it goes in here again. Here comes the grid. Now, at the time this was done, this is no cheap animation for the time. I mean, the Double O Kid. And obviously James Bond always had them very outlandish intros, which everyone loved. Starring Corey Haim, and like, it's to say that it literally tells you the story going on here now. It shows you how the people get off. Wallace Shawn is the name of Cash Pot, who's a spitting double of my friend called Casper. It's mannerisms as well, Nicole Eggert. But yeah, as I say, it's just, I mean, really tiptoes along the grey line of fucking copyright for James Bond tune. Aaron Black. Why have I seen that name recently? Oh, it's something else. So yeah, I watched this the other night with Britt. Britt was very distracted from a takeaway over it. Talk about this very briefly now, but last night we watched Busted. Corey Feldman movie. Starring Corey Haim, technically. That is probably up there with one of the worst films Haim was in. the fact that Corey Feldman had to fire him from his own movie because he couldn't find him, and now that the truth has come out and one of the guys who was accused of was in the film as well, it's a bit like, ugh. But like, story by Stephen Stewart Paul, alright. But yeah, it's a time in the 90s where video was big and people were just making films, getting them chucked out. This was nowhere. Whoever made this film was, this isn't going to go to the pictures, it's straight to VHS. So like, and that's quick turnaround, you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about press, screening, prints. You know, you don't have to work around what kind of film you're going to fucking develop it on, all that kinds of shit and schnazzle. But Haim is just too old for this role, man. I mean, he's meant to be 17 in this. And straight away, the fucking dynamite. Fair enough, he's living in the dream. Fucking Eagle Dawn. Oh my god, you can see the fucking camera actually in the reflection of the bells. Jesus. Tupac poster. Another thing about this movie, obviously, fucking, I just can't believe he took this film after Pray the Roller Boys. I mean, I'm guessing he thought that it was going to be, I mean, he would have got a good paycheck for it, I imagine. Like, well, not massive paycheck, but reasonable for what was maybe done. And it looks like it was all set around the Hollywood era. But yeah, just like, fuck, man. There it goes, the fucking narration. The fucking creepy ass fucking glasses go on. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Monotone to himself. Dun 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 dun. God, I've got so many fucking random videos. Sorry, very pausey. As his brother comes in for a sneak attack. Bit of multitasking, apologies. Let's set that away. So yeah. Looking at IMDb was fucked before because it said this came before Fast Getaway. I was like, well, that's not right. Then Watchers had a picture of Double Switch. You can see Double Switch being recorded about the same time. I think it's more to do with the hair. Bleach blonde hair, man. They always had wild hairstyles, like. But again, it's kind of like, this was, I think, what, I mean, there's a chessboard in the background there, it's a little touch like, but that he plays chess. You would fucking love to have that as your bedroom, like. I mean, imagine that, having your own room above a garage, away from your parents. Borrowing a trick from the fucking Goonies there, flattening his tires. He popped my new tires! Balcony. It's a nice house, that mind. Oh. But yeah, it's kind of, I'm trying to think. We did All One a Night before this, actually. So All One a Night almost gets forgotten about. Even though from what I remember, it's been a long time since I've seen that. That's definitely on the cards to watch. I don't even think I've even opened it on DVD. I've got the big box VHS. You know, he went for that serious, like, 50s throwback film. And I think when he's called upon to do a dramatic role and he's pushed, right, yeah, but then you've got films like this where, like, how the fuck do you control him at this era? But Double OK exposure in the UK came out in VHS. Global Video was a massive push at this. It's one of them titles I had loads of copies of. As I say, it's got a very colourful front cover. It's never seen the light of day on DVD over here since. It has been released in Australia on DVD and recently on Germany on Blu-ray. But I just, every time I got a bit of spare cash now, look, I've just never been able to find myself to actually buy it on Blu-ray. Because again, it's got no extras. I mean, it's very narrow on the screen I'm watching. So you've got like a bank card at either side of my screen, you know, very thin. It is pretty much just a VHS transfer. I think it's that Karen Black I was on about before. It sneaks out. Who would put a basketball net right underneath a bedroom window? I mean, if you miss, you're putting the window out. Why didn't you put it in between the windows? I mean, that's just ludicrous. Again. But see, take away the cheesy fucking title credits, have the original bit, then have this. It's not looking too bad, except for the score. It's when he gets the bike, next thing you know, his mum's chasing him down the street, and it's, whoa! And it's just like, goes into his Eagle Dawn persona, and it's just like, uh-oh. He began. It's slowly starting. But yeah, as I say, like, I mean, it's just a shame Fast Getaway and Pray the Roll Boys have not seen DVD or now even Blu-ray releases, because I think they were really good films for the time. Reflecting on Dream Machine, when I seen it recently, Dream Machine was always marketed as a fucking laugh out loud comedy, almost like he's a fucking throwback to License to Drive, like Corey Haim's back behind the wheel. And Dream Machine is a very, very, it's more of a drama with a tiny bit of comedy in it. It's a complete, you know what I mean? It's just, again, it's the type of Corey Haim, but then for this to be the next one, oh, it's going to be a big budget, like James Bond kind of spoof off, and yeah, it sits there. Again, it's one of the ones you can get. There's loads of his films. It's never seen the light of day. Shooter on the Side, Universal Groove, film. I mean, fucking hell, just leave your bike there. It's not going to get missing, is it? Or be in anyone's fucking way. They've just never seen the light of day. Just drifted off to insanity. Even like the Demolitions, Demolition High and Demolition University, again, I think Demolition High was after this, and again, that's never seen the light of day, so. Again, it's just ludicrous. Don't get us wrong, it's fucking jealous of that hair, but. Tricking the FBI. Dun 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 dun. So it was an old paper trail chase. Totally looks like the uncle from Home Alone, but it's definitely not. So yeah, apologise in advance if my PC breathes of fresh air, as it does when it's really pushing a big file. The blade file is a pretty big file. Tiptoeing around. Been playing Rage 2 quite a lot recently. Everyone's following us. But I thought, no, I'll get another podcast out of the way, do a solo one. And you'll get one done, because although I've done the review random for this, and had a look back at the artwork, Dream Machine, Fast Getaway, and Busted now, they've all been watched recently, and I've been meaning to do the podcasts for Fast Getaway and Dream Machine. I was going to do podcasts, but I only got them on VHS, you know, and both times there, I think Jack's landed, so we've done stuff like Stand By Me, that was done recently, and what was the other one? Hard Rain with Jack, so yep, just getting them down. Got a couple of weeks off in a few weeks, so you know, as I say, I was trying to multitask. I love just getting grief off people. But no, films like this, it's like, yeah, it's on YouTube. Get it watched if you want, but these podcasts are my own. Saturday. Hey. Yeah. But anyway. Dun 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 dun. I think this came out really late though. I would say it took about maybe 95-ish for this to come out. As I say, global just pushed a lot of stuff out. Rendezvous with a Girl. Interesting thing though is Nicole Eggert. Him would go on to be into. I mean, just one of the girls or anything for love, depending on where you watch it. I think like coming off the back burner of this. I think they've got some, I think, alright chemistry there. And then he did that. Then obviously Blown Away for what Blown Away is, but I kind of like the direction Blown Away was going in, even though it was just a borderline, have a bit of raunchy porn. But again, it was just more that straight to DVD stuff. I think Feldman and Haim, sort of like to get work that did the Dune films, but as much as that, I mean, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, the amount of films they're in, you look at stuff like Last Resort, where and all these weird stuff Feldman got in there, like, fair enough, he's a fan of Michael Jackson, but the way it was exploited across on camera and what's an inner joke to him and Michael and stuff like that, it's all this kind of weird stuff. I think both of them, like, one thing that like Feldman could probably still do is put them in a dramatic role, because stuff like Never Too Late, which was a couple of years after this, I think when Haim was surrounded by the older cast of that film, he's fine. Just needs the right direction, I think. But again, when you have that graceful fall, it depends on how you get back up. You know what I mean? There's Cash Pot, Casper, Bridget Nielsen. Very small role for John Ray Davis, even though he's fucking billed really high on the box. Even the scratches going down there, man. I mean, it just reminds me of Casper. But yeah, all about espionage and fucking data and private messages on VHS. I think Blade the other night, funny enough, on Play Me. Message to Blade from Deegan. Yeah. It's totally Casper. Be dying to get Casper on a podcast, but I think, like, just timing. Especially with COVID. So much light coming through there. I mean, would it not be worth filming the other way, maybe? I love it how he's giving them a lecture about the rainforest and warnings. Yeah, I know that shit. What do you want? 15 though. Oh, it's only a PG in Australia. Hang on. Wait till I get up. It might be a 12. I need to look. 2 seconds. Oh, I can't see if it's a 15 or a 12. Actually, I'm shocked that it's a PG, but this is the Australian one I'm looking at. I can't see because of my light. Hang on. Let's have a look. Few clicky clicks. You can hear some clicking. It's just me. 15, yeah, it's a 15 on VHS. It's a 12. It is really a 12, unless there's a couple of fuck bombs or something like that in there. Yeah, it's a total. Just the layout. There's loads of films like that back in the day. Not an entertainment and video layout, but a very common one. I mean, even if you picked up the VHS, I mean, it's a very... I mean, when I first seen the front cover, it's fucking weird because Corey Haim was on it 3 times. And then Nicole Eggert's on twice, and it's kind of like, alright. And then on the back, it's just kind of like all poser shots, you know what I mean? Right, so we're in the games room of Cash Pot, and this is fucking mental. Like, if you're watching this film and you fucking give it half a chance, when this bit happens right now, you've got to think, what the fuck? So, he gets into a small car. It's got a roof on. So he gets in. Slams the door. Penny Arcade. So it's a real car. Just at the side there, hooks himself in a seatbelt, and the rally car starts. I mean, who doesn't want, you know what I mean, like, to be sitting in there and have no fear of crashing, just a reckless like drive, you know? And then here we go, hell on wheels. I mean, they would have spent some money, I think, back in the day on the computer graphics. Like, they wouldn't have been cheap. And there we go, off he goes. So it cuts to a real, almost like a fucking real Italian job kind of POV out the front of a car there. It doesn't look, well, I'm gonna say it is American. Yeah, looks like Mulholland Drive, some back roads up the valley and all that. The woman there, but is he, like, you know what I mean? He picking there, got that model next to him. Fucking speedos again, fucking all over the place. It's almost like a poor man's process just used, you know what I mean? And then loses control, hits a lamppost, boom, front of the car, just like that, just fucking like implodes, and he's got blood coming off his head, and Cash Pot hasn't even blinked a fucking eye, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, you would? Like, what the fuck happened? Like, the telly's still in front of him. It's fucking ludicrous. Absolute ludicrous. He's just like, yep, whatever. See you later. I'm out of here. So then, the car starts again. He can't get out. So now he's clearly not driving. Oh my god, it's just this running commentary on this man. Right, duck. Fucking goes underneath a truck. Reverse bash in the head. The fucking doll's face is completely exploded. Like Michael Galley went to fucking town on it. Yeah, into like a fucking thing from the Limp Bizkit and the Terminator videos, and then all of a sudden goes to empty. Car just flips over, and he's dead. And it's like, how did the car flip over? Is no one going to talk about that? And okay, a car will be like, it's just a movie. And Paul Ray will be like, what the fuck we're watching? That's why I didn't invite them. I like that Jeep that's just powered out there. Yeah, good old filing system. So, there's Cash Point off killing people, and he's took a job to hire to computer hack. They need a cache code, and just so happens that these guys have forgot to send a file. So the quickest way around it is to send Lance to Hollywood. Why do I think he's from? It's not far anyway. So yeah, they've got themselves in trouble. So Lance is expendable to go. Of course, he looks at it as like a mission. Need to really spot Seth Green this time around, because I remember seeing him as a kid, and then when the credits came up, Brittany was like, Seth Green was in that. I said, fuck, he was, I? Where? I said, him was always good at being startled and pulled into a situation. I don't know what it is about him. It's just that fucking head goes back, mouth opens, like, I don't know what's going on. I'm waiting on a package right now. Okay. I mean, fair enough, I ordered it last October. It's now August. But it was only released, what, start of last month. And my god, every day I just hope it comes from my letterbox. I hope it comes from my letterbox and I don't get a customs charge, because it's coming from LA. It came into London about 4 weeks ago, then went back to New York. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then the last thing I know, it's back in London, and that was 5 days ago, and I've had no updates since. I give up following the tracker. I know the American Postal Service is. I literally looked online, and like there was loads of people fucking tweeting about us. Yeah, alright, so something's definitely up and going about this, but yeah. Airplane landing. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I didn't even put in that screeching sound. Right, so there is a couple of music cues in here which screams like Corey Haim 90s, really. Yeah, yeah, music cue, him. I mean, he doesn't look. Sunglasses on there, and Yeah, music cues. Oh, what's his hat? Driver carries only £5 and $5 in change. Like, fucking what? Beverly Hills Hotel. I've actually drove around there, like, Beverly Hills. It's so fucking clean. It is a catchy tune. And apart from on IMDb, I mean, to be honest with you, there's a Hollywood sign in the back. I've been around that area. I stayed for a week in Hollywood. In a hotel. Was literally past the big intersection that goes down just on the Sunset Strip. I was so close to it. So yeah, I'm just trying to think. It's really like, oh, that's a hotel stayed. I don't really remember it. Just the music cue. We're in. I mean, who's going to fall for this? And none the father coming in. I mean, why don't you just keep? Don't come in. We're praying. Like, what the fuck? Say your prayers, boy. Like, for the praying. To be honest with you, the guy who plays the father in the scene in The Henchman, although he just gets really lost at the end of the movie, he's taking it serious. There you go. Da-da-da-da. Oh. Text message. That better not start. Oh, it's my brother. It's Sam. Hiya, Sam. My brother Sam has just got a massive chest tattoo. Sam lives in Welton in the North Island, New Zealand, and he's been back across to see my dad and his mum, and he posted his mum's reaction on Instagram. It was fucking priceless. It's fucking creased. So yeah, in he comes. He's done well. Got on the airplane. Got a taxi. Dropped the parcel off. There you go. Boom. Needs to go. That's all I need to do. Slide a hand. And he's off. That's all he needs. To be honest with you, well, I mean, about 8 o'clock in the morning when my brother is. I'm sure I could, like, I'm trying to delete my phone down in the background. And, sorry. Try to clear some space on the old phone. Got far too much fucking memory on it. Fucking Judas effect, fucking elbow, proper like boof, like N64 fucking wrestling game, fucking audio that. Fucking hell. Fucking that good old reliable Desert Eagle there. Get some more clips sent. Hopefully me sending clips doesn't fucking hell, it looks like Harley Race. Ooh, boosh. I mean, she just comes in to make sure she's alright, bang, all dead. Flat out murdered. I mean, does that not look suspicious or what? Bless this lassie. Call me. Fucking roller dry. Oh, jeez. God, she was beautiful. Like, she seems to still work a bit. She was in a film called The Demolitionist. I think I remember that. Diet Pepsi, man. Look at that for a fucking laptop, man. It's really weird actually when I think about it, because this is filmed around the Strip area. Probably Gorilla filmed a lot of it, but recently we watched The Fanatic with Fred Durst in it. Well, directed by Fred Durst, starring John Travolta. It was really good. And that was very grounded. I mean, look at this, man. This is like fucking... Right? See? Alright. I get this. The pen dials, and that's very clever. We definitely didn't have that over here, sending the fax over on payphone, like fucking blue alarm message, Eagle Dawn. The Double O Kid as well, I think it's a really poor name for it. I mean, Eagle Dawn, give it a twist on it. Project, you know what I mean? Just like the Double O Kid, man. I mean, it's an open market, someone's got it, there's a film called it, you know what I mean? Agent Eagle Dawn. How you fucking lucky, like. Look, I mean, what year was he born? He must have been in his early 20s when he made this. Honest to God, the guy, that could be fucking Corey Feldman in a couple of years from this. He looks like he doesn't fucking... Hey, look at that one. Video connection. And honestly, I don't think like it's a far shot to go that there's some connection between this and Double Switch. Just, you know what I mean? It's like... I know you cleverly don't see her looking at him in the same shot here. So, a couple of different angles. Good old chords phone, man. Focus pulling nightmare. I love that though. She takes it dead serious, puts her finger up, listen. Meet him at the zoo, 1 o'clock next to chimpanzees. She's like, right, okay, I've got to, let's write it down. It's like, come on, I thought you were a super fucking killer agent. Right, this right here needs to fucking stop. People chucking takeaways out the car. It's fucking bullshit, man. I've said this for a while, that if you go through a takeaway, right? I mean, everywhere I go, there's like, you see, everywhere I go, bitches always know. That's a song from LA as well. The Roosevelt. See, that's not the hotel I was staying in, but I totally recognise that hotel. Anyway, takeaways, right? You go in, like, everywhere you go, there's different, like, pick up your litter, £80 fine, pick up your litter, £110 fine. It's like, fucking hell, depending on which state you go, it's a different fine. And why don't they? Because all it's people like literally going down the road, chuck your milkshake out your car and all that. Why don't you? Anything you get from a takeaway, right? As much as it be like, oh, the fucking take ages. That simple. Get a sticker, registration plate. You look, take your order, please. Right, what's that license plate? Right. Yep. Next window. Slap. So like basically like, if it's found, get a warning. If you do it again, get fucking fined. Oh well, I didn't chuck it out the window. Well, you know what I mean? It's just like, stop doing it. Don't move the car. Valet parking, I never got that as well. Don't move the car. Just as he's about to get in, I fucking comes the maid. I'm just looking at the time frame here of what I'm up to. You've got an hour left of me on this podcast. I've definitely got some Rage 2 time tonight, because this podcast of Blade, I'll be happy when it's fucking done. Me and Carl ended up ranting at the end of it. Like kind of fucking hamburger. I always used to order room service in Bulgaria. Bear in mind when I did, I had no idea that my room bill would be paid after 3 months. It wouldn't have been fucking cheap. So thanks, Keith. No, like, it's always weird. Like, I mean, I lived in, like, I remember, I lived in the hotel for what, 3 months, and like the last couple of years I've done a lot of travelling, a lot of places, a lot of hotels, and like, fuck me man, some hotels have got it going on, some don't. Like, the doors just whoosh. So some hotels now are just so basic. But you look at that, I mean, that if this hotel was in Britain, it would be 4 rooms. Fuck that. Like motels, I love the idea of just turning up one night, oh yeah, there's a motel. None of that over here, it's all fucking check IDs and shit. Fucking hiding underneath the fucking table. His weapon of choice is the fucking mirror with the fucking zigzag fucking retrainer. This is the wrong room. No, it's not. There's a cheeseburger here. It's like, alright, of course it's the kid. I mean, Christ, it's got a fucking dining room table. It's fucking huge. Now we put the silencer on thing. Okay. But I've talked about this before. I was in Hollywood and I could have bumped into or even seen Corey Haim. He died the day I got New Zealand in 2010. But I was staying in Hollywood and had been in Burbank that week. And again, I didn't have any kind of social media on my phone at that point. We took in 2010. I've only really got up to date with my phone in the last couple of years, but it would have been awesome to meet him. It was awesome meeting Feldman. Feldman was really, really cool, and continues to be cool. You know what I mean? Look at this fucking knack, like, but. I love how he goes to run this guy and he's just like fucking Armand Johnson there, carrying the smallest fucking flick knife. I mean, and smacking him with a pillar. Okay, oh, spine buster. Oh, in the chokehold. Now, I'm sure she was married to Sylvester Stallone. Jesus Christ, I mean, talk about a tight top. I don't feel comfortable in tight clothes. I need to breathe. I love it how he's got a... Oh man, I love it how he's got a fucking pillow feather stuck to his head. I mean, his big black baldy head shining in the light with just this fella. I mean, that's quite funny actually. It's fucking, it's just like going for a body slam. Got all mustard in the eyes. And the skull kicks in. I mean, this is just ludicrous. The fact that he's got mustard in the eyes and it's funny actually because he just brain him off the wall. He shouts, he let go, sorry. And then he drops down and the guy's knocked out. Again, big stunt. It's a real on set location stunt, that. I'm telling you, I think I stayed on that street. The thing is about that, the thing is why I'm thinking that is obviously I film fucking shitloads. And a lot of me LA footage, you know, it's there, but like, there's a fucking hippie car going underneath. A lot of the footage, like, never sees the cut. I'll be like, film something, and it's just me filming the street. But when you enter stuff, I mean, that guy's got the worst fucking wig on there, climbing up that window. But something about that hotel room. See, get off me. He fell to the floor and passed out. Fucking have that. Gets the cars back, gets the... I mean, yes, we get the hint. Valet Park, and he's got the ticket. Big ass fucking room, like. She's tall, her. What was that? What kind of backhand was that? He fell before she hit him, then she sort of went, oh, he's fell over, we're going to do another take. No, this is the take we're leaving in the movie. Now he gets an ammo. I mean, is that Seth Green? Nah, it's too tall. No offense, Seth. See, another montage here. This is one of the only things on IMDb. The fact that Batman Returns is slapped across the thing, the billboard, as he's driving down the Sunset Strip. There you go, Batman Returns. There you go. Bush, Chinese theatre, been there. Hollywood star fame. I mean, that's quite some good acting because he mainly probably just in a fucking limousine getting rocked. Guy with a torch. Look at them lasses over there. They're going to be looking at you. Get us. Been in there. Records. I mean, that's the same street. Fucking Marlboro signs, billboards. I miss good old fashioned big. Like now, it's just like seat. I mean, how could short with that montage? But like build advertisement like that. He's been wheeljacked. I mean, he's not going to care. I think it's 20 grand on them behind them out. I love how the house is hacked in. I'm looking at him. That's a cool shot, the reflection. I think the rollerblading thing, I would have just fucking left it. I mean, it'd be a good thing taking over a car park and having some rollerblades running around it and shit like that, you know, but just remembering and tell that story now. So we stopped in Sheffield on the way back from Manchester about a year ago. And we went to meet Theo Kane from Slimehouse, and they had the pop-up Arrow video shop, and we stopped in the car park, and it was under construction that day, and like we parked at the top, and it just totally reminded us there, and we're there all day, and I think it was something like £19. We were like, fuck me, car parks are fucking ridiculous, man. Inner city parking, it's fucking mental, the prices. But like, I mean, if your car's safe, your car's safe or whatever. But you had to pay by your card at the machine, and I never got charged. As I say, put me contactless payment in, left the car park. I mean, Brit was driving in her old car as well, so yeah, never happened. It was For the Love of Horror. It wasn't HorrorCon. Takes a big leap, lands on them. I love it how like someone's just landed on a bonnet, and she's like, get off my car. Like, but she keeps on driving. Right, so there's Seth Green, isn't he? Seth Green's one of the rollerblades because he's got the massive ginger hair at that point that he has in the episode of the X-Files. But I don't think he has any kind of speaking role. You're not going to see him, he's got a fucking mask on. But it's the only person he could be. I mean, she's driving around the car park, fucking her car up. There's dints all the way along the side of it. There's now hockey players. Why didn't you just stop the car? They're clearly not after her. Oh, fucking putting the windows out. I mean, she's now fucking elbowing her own car. I mean, this is just ludicrous. Absolute ludicrous. Someone's down. And Nicole Eggert again. Woomph! Off he goes flying. And this scene here, this cut, it's mental. It's just so sped up them going into that wall. So now he's in the shopping trolley. So she's on old school rollerblades and they're not going to catch her pushing him in the trolley, so it's mental. The kid's just watching. Kind of always that Dutch angle kind of thing going on there. I mean, I don't know what she was doing, but she's got a super soaker. I mean, they were the fucking tits of the 90s, weren't they? Go down the chicane. I just think it is not like this scene gone, or just it's just with it being a 15. It's not aimed at kids. And again, it's definitely aimed at Corey Haim's market. But again, I mean, this is a pretty good stunt. I mean, that stunt guy there took one hell of a tumble on that arm. You could tell. So yeah, get the super soaker. Just the fact that he missed and the sound the super soaker took. I mean, what would you have, a super soaker or a hockey stick? Hockey stick. And he just hides. There's a nice mattress there. Just happens to find a fucking canister with flammable written on it, so we know it's flammable. Seth Green is credited as Chip, but she was really good and blown away, I think. Flammable. Fuck me, man. I'm surprised Super Soaker didn't fucking sue people about this. Oh yeah, you suck up water. Yeah, but you can also suck up aerosols, have a lighter and I mean, it's not Aliens. Like, fuck me, man. And the escape. So the super soaker scene's one of the stills just before the fire is on the front cover, but he escapes the rollerbladers. And then just these people just jumping into the car and falling over the car and stuff. You're like, oh no. So if one of them was Seth Green, he's only noticeable looking back at the camera. He would have done it the year before. Seth Green should have been the lead role. He was a kid at that time. No drug deal gone down there. You're gonna buy me a new dress. How nosy she is there. So his hair as well. Like at the start of this movie, his hair was vibrant orange, and now it's like sort of really like it's borderline ginger. I mean, back of his head looks shaved as well. That's got to be a complete different. That's got to be some kind of retake that, or later on. His hair's completely different colour. Dooby doob 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 doob. Just fucking robbed him. Ooh. Got them dark eyes in that scene as well. It's not a good sign. Ow. he's got like, it's almost like he hasn't toned his hair. Just fucking rubbing. You can see that there was chemistry between them there though. I mean, at least, to be honest with you, if you were a film crew and all that, you're right, we want you to rollerblade down there. Do you not think they would have swept some of that debris across? Do you realise what little fucking stones and shit do to people on rollerblades? Tell you what, if anyone's always like, oh, love to walk the fucking Hollywood, the Star Walk, don't. I tried doing it, and like, seriously, it's fucking hard because people won't move out your way. You're trying to make sure you like find these stars. Fucking peacock, fucking rhino, elephants are next. How do you know that? Because Brittany went, ooh, elephant. Fucking purple suit, man. Yeah, it's a sign of the times. He looks like Johnny Lee Miller fucking meets fucking just that cool kind of era design. Chimpanzees. Fucking active chimp. See again, True Romance. The year later. They had a meeting in the zoo. That old chestnut, the red heron. Dude. Just waiting for his little girl. And that's the person I'm meant to meet. Dead next to them. Little ketchup stain on his chest. It's that reoccurring X-Files jingle. In the background. Getting followed. You getting followed? Yep. Suspense. When I was in Wellington Zoo, I seen some guy taking pictures of the locks. And so I took a video clip of him, and I totally forgot to tell somebody. So I was like, well, that's a bit suspicious, you know what I mean? He was taking pictures of the locks and stuff. And then I remember when I was in the show, Welcome to the Land of the Long White Cloud, in that episode, before I upgraded my computer, and the episodes were taking a massive strain on the computer, and I remember the clip being in, and I remember I digitalised his face out. Oh, my favourite binocular effect. And then I remember putting, what's this guy up to? And my computer froze, and I lost that edit, and I thought that must be a sign. So that's probably the only time you're going to hear me talk about it, but I was just so suspicious, because Sam was like, what are you doing? And Callum was like, hey, what's that guy doing? I was like, exactly, what is that guy doing? He's taking pictures of locks, but stepping over like the grass boundary to do it. See, that looks dodgy. Honestly, God, when I'm filming stuff, like I always avoid any kind of sunglasses. Oh my god, this is one of the worst scenes, and I totally forgot about this in my review. The alligator there, just a little alligator head being pushed on a track. It looks bad there, but when the guy starts fighting with it in a second, it's ridiculous. There. What is going on there? That poor stunt guy's just been pushed over twice. I mean, come on, you can see it's on a fuck. I mean, the jaw just opening up. Maybe put your arms together and just go, right, this is an alligator. Chomp. Chomp. That's what that looked like. His schedule on time looks alright tonight. It's the same. I've been prepping Blade 2. I found Wesley Snipes' comedy really interesting last night when I was doing that, but I fell asleep. Of course I did. Well, I want to take in the comedy tracks before me and Carl revisit that. Well, no, it's good. It takes a lot, to do a podcast on yourself. It's just ramblings of a madman watching a movie and reflecting the film and his own life and just making it interesting. Better fuck all in it. Oh, another limousine. That scene there as well as one of the bits that's definitely used as a still for the front cover and chopped out. So yeah, fell for the trap, shot in the neck. Do. What about the key card? Zoom. I can't think of a film where Corey Haim had any kind of facial hair, like not even a sex pistache. And that little finger touch. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, he was looking forward all the time. It's not like they've had the window up, or it's never shown you that the window's going up or down, or asked questions who's driving them or whatever. It's until now. And then there's the shit. So there's definitely a 12 rating back in the day. To say they were both in Snowboard Academy, which I've got on VHS, was released over here. The DVD I've got doesn't play us, that's another one. What the fuck was that kid swinging on the bar in the background there? Cut back to the guy on the telephone. Kid will not be there. Yeah, the kid's completely disappeared. There was a kid fucking swinging. Fucking Casper's back. Put them in the fucking garden cage. Top buttons, man. I mean, F7s and that switches, that'll be class. Where are we? We don't know. Do. So yeah, this is like. So Haim did this, and then it's not long after this, him and Feldman worked together on the Free Picture deal, which was blown away. Then we had Last Resort blown away. Then Dream a Little Dream 2. Fucking size that briefcase, man. That's what Casper's like when he's fucking looking at your steelbooks. What happened to the guy we sent? I don't know. Did he not go home? He got murdered in my games room. That extra by the door looks bored as fuck. I would have filmed that the other way, man. The fucking hair is beaming off that whiteness. Computer giving us shit. Sorry about my chair. That fucking guy, man, I mean, so much fucking weird design on that. And it's just so 90s. Fucking cash pot, man. So, we're in the last quarter of the film. This chair's fucked. Got half an hour left. Shh, see you soon. Any diehard Corey Haim fans, yes, it's one for the collection. It's just, this is like, as I say, I mean, look at this one. They're all about hijacking, I fucking tell you. I mean, it's just to say there's a scene coming up where they start fucking up that fucking satellite. But it's just, I think, just so badly executed. And it's a shame as well because, like, again, him, I mean, I don't think anyone, well, a lot of people do look like they're down on him, but Haim's not making this movie thinking that it's going to be a flop. It's, you don't really see it till you see everything come together. I mean, when you hire somebody, in an example, it might take you 2-3 months to get it all filmed, but you might only need that actor for maybe 3 weeks, and then a week later on. In theory, you just want them for the 3 weeks, and then they're done, dusted, and then you get the big actor and you evolve everything around there, and then you spend all the time editing it. But like, some actors must go and see the films and just go, what the fuck? But like, you've already been paid, and like, you said you would do this, that, and you're like, oh, did you like that film? It's like, again, it's paid, it's money, but again, it's, you feel like, especially, I mean, nothing's changed. It's like, actors make a film and it's just like, it's not stopped at the film and it's just under the radar. What's that? Like, either gets missing, or it's not distributed right, or you've really got to follow actors, and that's why if you're a fan of Feldman or Haim, you've got to always keep checking. I've got a friend online, Mr. Smith, I always call him, and he curses us because I keep sending him stuff, because like, it says like, if your stuff appears and you don't get it in the first batch, you might not get a second. They might not bother making a second batch. Well, films like 88 films and stuff like that just haven't seemed to. Again, this has been released in Blu-ray in Germany, which is the quirkiness about it. Fucking have this armbar. You're going in this room. So they're in the games room now. Facts of life being coming very distant. It's proper mental, that. Of course, has it really been established that his character is a master fucking games computer? Not really. His game is the Pharaoh. The creepy fucking... The car's still upside down, which is a nice touch. But yeah, the creepy fucking guide is about to appear. Welcome to Doom Tomb. It's fucking cool. Again, going back to Double Switch, this is what Double Switch is like. It's an interactive Corey Haim game where Corey Haim has recorded stuff, and you know, I wonder if that's Seth Green, the fucking mummy. Oh, she's getting fucking... I hope there's a lock on that, because he just lifted the latch up and chucked it out. You can put your hand through the bar. Like, come with me. Oh, and then all of a sudden, guillotines appear from the ceiling. This looks like fucking painted tinfoil. We got through that alright, he's safe. Okay. Time for the big hack. It's totally Casper. Oh, and here comes the spikes from the ceiling. I've been trying to get Double Switch for a few years now. I did have a Dreamcast, and like, to be honest with you, like, I remember Dreamcast were one of the most hacked fucking consoles, weren't they? Put a fucking Rudolph the Red fucking nose deer fucking disc in, and then just put everything else in. And I wasn't proud of that, but the back of the day, just like, I think I might have had Double Switch, but not knew what it was. But it did introduce me to the world of Giant Crammed 2000, which is arguably one of the best wrestling games ever, behind the N64 series. DDT! It's a fucking amazing game. Like, far ahead of its time. The special effects were great. The fact that when you DDT'd someone so much, it would show you brain damage to the head, like X-ray moves from a Mortal Kombat and that, and like it had a big thruster like Vader and stuff on it. But some deadly moves. But it was more like that you had to do sort of like what it's like in Tekken controls. You can do your basic grapples, but like different variations, left, down, up, right, or press like X and L at one time would change the move, and that. It's just fucking amazing game, but it was all in Japanese. So that's what Double Switch 4 was for, but it has been released apparently as a bootleg on the PlayStation 4, but you just want to don't want to risk stuff this day and age. Oh, he's about to get shoveled. Hey, little lady. I mean, unlike saying that, you got hit right in the front of the face. Lock the door. Fatal gas. 50% rendered a blade. I am going to be here a while. And there's 22 minutes left to this podcast. Blade is a mammoth podcast because of the rant at the end. You've unplugged it, but it's not going to save the fact he was covered in gas. That fucking champagne. Commodore 64 controls. Finger in a bucket. Not that kind of bucket. Loop whoop arc. God, that guy is like a discount film, and like I mean, what he's doing right now is what the fucking plot is in Under Siege 2. You know, on the train and all that. Not doing it from your fucking house. I'm sure, like, I'm sure the FFA and the FBI would be able to find you off that one. But, like, it's essentially what the Under Siege 2 plot is. Oh yes, it all takes place in the Bermuda Triangle. Just I love the flight virus on the disc. Show it to the camera, pop it in. Right, his reaction right now, right, where he's kicking off, Casper's going to hate the story, so it work if we order something. It's alphabetical, so Casper's real name is Mark Abbott, so Abbott, ABB, is obviously, it's alphabeticalized, so Casper is always at the top. And it's been that way for 15 years or so. It's like Casper, it takes a while for Casper to like update himself. I love him a bit. Like, I mean, look at this bit here when he's fucking with satellite. So anyway, M Abbott, top of the list. So I needed to order something anyway, so I ordered under a fake fucking thing. It was Adam Abbott. And he was fucking fuming. He was like, and he couldn't wait. It went on for weeks. He couldn't wait for this customer order to come in, get it there, and just delete it. And when me and Big Dave told him, he was fucking furious. And instantly, fucking that Adam Albert was disappeared. I was like, well, I do actually want that mind. And he was like, went bright red about it. I was like, hey, it's an order. For that, let's into his reactions. Suck his lips into his mouth. Evil stare. Starts tightening his keyboard. I now love how they're gonna fucking take over a plane with a fucking tiny frisbee fucking satellite dish. That's another thing people discuss, not just flicking cigarettes. I love that. They've done all that running around to hide around the corner. Not get found. He's not fooling, is he? Like, well, you think you are stupid? So a lot of recycle. I mean, that Desert Eagle's seen some action in this movie, and they've definitely used that mansion, quite a big location. And this room as well. Like going down here. I mean, you would shift that thumb scanner underneath there if you were typing loads, wouldn't you? Would that just be annoying? I think he's flying down the stairs, doesn't he? It's got to be one of the most dangerous stunts falling down the stairs, like. Oh, double denim. It's the X-Files tunes back again. Ah! Slapped his fucking fingers. That's all going down. See, stuff like this. This is the scenes I was talking about before where they don't need him, so they would have filmed all this before. Back to the games room. You know, have the games room built. And just again, it's all about structuring. Oh, and the big game for the end. Basic chess. Da, 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 da. I mean, trapped there. Totally looks like. To be honest with you, right? I don't know if anyone was looking at that. Totally looks like a prop from Killer Clowns from Outer Space, because they had some amazing bits when they're running through the fucking fun house in Killer Clowns, and there's all the fucking clown faces and all that. That's what one of them looks like. Choose an opponent. Cashbot. Okay, he's a whiz, isn't he? Searching for link. I think Haim was into his games. Not again going back to Double Switch, but again I think in Last Resort, National Lampoon's Last Resort, I think Feldman and Haim's personalities were not too far from their own. And Haim's always rambling on about games and dialogue and stuff, and Feldman just keeps on dressing up in a suit, which changes colour every scene. But shift that thumb reader woman. But yeah, did he have to? This should have just been an intern at a computer place. Again, they've spent some money on some chess stuff. We're talking 1991 when this went out. You little shit. That's what Casper was like when he found out about Adam Abbott. Transmit the virus. I started looking into a few things recently, like especially in my editing room. I've got the lava lamp on there, and at the moment I'm looking at 3 different fucking screens for shit. But just like in the 90s, where I used to have like any kind of like submarine or anything like in the background there, just like light boxes lighting up. Or what the fuck could they possibly be doing? Yeah. So I'm guessing she was in Baywatch, which, again, it's big business that when you're a girl on Baywatch, it would have made him like fucking. Oh, she's going out with Corey Haim. Shouldn't write she's famous for being in Baywatch, you know what I mean? But obviously, when they had time off filming that, she's done Just One of the Girls and then Blown Away. And again, you've got to look at that and go, well, you know, she's fully. I mean, some of the sex scenes in that, or even the brief or all that, she's fairly desirable. I mean, That's a Nice Duck is one of the best comments of the fucking movie. But yeah, good old fashioned mansion raid coming. I don't know, fucking rings in one hand. Fucking FBI's at his door. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? Get the helicopter. Moscow. Yep. The small ass room they've been in. And he's not calling it in, like, is he? He's like, right, going in for a raid. Look at that, man. Look at that fucking mansion, man. A little fucking lookout point. In some of the houses in LA, when like You go past them and like, that's a fucking very big house, and you realise it's the land and you can't see past, because a lot of them, like a lot of the houses, especially up like Mulholland Drive and all that, I mean, bad example because a lot of them are like on hills and that, but like they've all houses from people from back in like the 50s and stuff, where they've planted trees and stuff like that and grown this fucking massive wall where like private, you know what I mean? You cross the line, then fucking in America you're shot. Like, you know, how dare you cross my property? There's no way there should be a 15. I mean, there's people being killed. Casper. Now, as you see at the start of the movie, when they get rescued off the helicopter, once again, that chessboard scene at the start of the film shows you the entire movie, really. This guy falling here, man. The noise. Oh. Yeah. Getting a helicopter. I mean, he's got a massive mansion like that, a helicopter and all that, and he's precious about $6 million. Why didn't you have it wired transfer? He was such a computer tech. I can't believe everyone jumps out there. The rotor cuff starting. %60. This film's almost finished. Thanks for sticking with it. I mean, it's a shame for him. He was the only credible threat throughout the movie, and then he's. I mean, I can imagine trying to hold on to the helicopter layout again. Fucking mansion's massive, like. Fucking Shane McMahon elbowed that when he fell. Like, is he dead now, is he? So that's him dead. Lying on the floor, like. Oh, he's getting it on the game room, isn't he? Okay. See, look, out there, like, there's no fucking massive light coming through. I mean, yes, it's a nice shot and all that, but that scene before, get it filmed in that light, not what was going on before. So there for you. I'm just going to start calling Casper from now on Cash Pot. Got a great voice though. I mean, again, Toy Story. So I haven't got like Carl. Kissing on the camera. So I haven't got Carl and Paul Ray for facts and figures about this money. I don't know of Wikipedia. I don't know if that's their resource they use. Have a look. So I'm going to see if I can get any information on this movie, because IMDb had nothing. The most interesting thing is the Batman connection. And the fact that Corey Haim randomly fucking had an appearance in Batman and Robin, and I didn't even fucking know about that till last year. I was like fucking shocked, but you know. Double O Kid. So director DVD video, family adventure comedy. Nope. 93 minutes. Got the plot, the cast. Seth Green's still gone there as Chip. No idea. No. Unfortunately, I don't know where Carl gets these figures from. I mean, I could ask Google about the budget. IMDb. Nah, nothing. Just say there's little or no information. Again, going back to the start, now we've got computer graphics showing the helicopter crash at the end, so oops. Oopsie. Bad guys get arrested. I mean, it's going to be a long-term relationship for Lance. I mean, they're just walking away from a massive crime. Do you not think they had something to do with it? Two kids just walking down there, like, to a fucking private road and all that? No. Walking off in the sunset. Checkmate, game over. And the chess pieces walk away. Chess Kid. Power ballad song. And that is it. Wow. Such a quirky one. Going back again, coming off the back end of Pray the Roller Boys was a big fucking movie. I really enjoyed Pray the Roller Boys. Seth Green is Chip. There he is again. Fast Getaway as well. Fast Getaway is a very underrated film. He just needed more. He should maybe have waited, or this, this sounded better than it was. But for him being a 7-year-old kid, I just don't get it. Jeff Ramsey was sorted. So I'm going to wrap this up. I've been Stephen Multi-Mason. Thank you. Wow, this chair, man. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I'll be back with the lads for some more. As I say, I'll try and get some more Corey Haim ones. Feel free to like this video, comment if you want, give us grief, whatever. It's just a podcast. Remember, it's better than fuck all. Thanks for listening. This fucking chair. Goodbye for now.